Good morning, gamers. Welcome back. I am the AMDM Lee. This is my cup of coffee, and you're watching Bidetly News. Oh, goodness. Goodness. That's goodness in a cup right there, I tell you. All right. So, on this week's episode of Daily News, we're going to talk about, well, Critical Role stuff. So, hold on a minute. I got to fix my screen. I can't see. Unmaximize. You get over here. Get over here! So, we're going to talk about the stuff that happened and the stuff that happens in the stuff, you know? And that stuff is Critical Role. So, let's look at what happened on the Critical Role YouTube channel. I don't cover the game as much because, well, you know what? Danny Carr does an excellent job of that. So you can go check her stuff out somewhere on the thing. Her critical recap. So I'm not covering the game. I'm going to cover the other stuff that they talk about. So at the end of last week, they talked about Operation Supply Drop, which I believe I talked in last week's episode. So that really didn't leave a whole lot for this week for me to talk about. There's one thing I do want to cover. So, all work and no play. Sam and Liam playing with fire. It is not a good idea. I think it would be a bad. I think that would be a bad thing. But they played with fire. They got the spinning fire. The guy with a fire spinner, and learned how to spin fire, which is freaking awesome. Marisha Ray was there. Apparently she's some sort of Jedi when it comes to this type of stuff. And I can easily see Marisha out there with a fire staff and the I'm away blowing fire, but she didn't breathe any fire. They just did the orbs. Then we had the hamburger helper talking about Weapons 101. So you get to learn a little bit about your weapons, which is great. They talk about the different types of weapons there are, whether they're dex-based or strength-based, what you need a proficiency in, how to use them. You know, I think almost everyone is proficient in simple weapons. But when you get into the more martial weapons, looking at long swords and battle axes, things like that, you start getting where you need combat proficiencies. So that's the crux of the situation. And I really like the Hamburger Helper episodes. They're the good little snippets. And all together, you could probably help you build a character very easy. I know on some of them though, I think the fighter quick build. I mean, I love Talison's jacket on it, and I love the armor one. I think some of the stuff being out of context a little bit, it can be confusing. Just where it's like, okay, they're talking about this, but all of a sudden, you know, you're not. It's out of context. There's no frame of reference around it, and it's really hard to talk about building a character and giving you all the options and doing it in a 2-minute time frame. So I would like to see from their Hamburger Helper more stuff on certain rulings, which I'm sure they'll eventually get into because they're doing all the builds first, and they're tackling it from the front of the book moving forward. So that's going to be an interesting thing to go. Now, then there was Critical Dad, which got posted up yesterday. I have not yet watched it. That's part of their everything is content. So, I didn't get to watch that one. I'm sorry, I don't get to watch everything. It just happens. But there's another thing I want to talk about. And I've got to look it up. And it is the most awesome thing. I will be putting a link in the description of this video because of who it is and what she is doing. But it is, as they do it on the Critical Role, the Laura Bailey, Mama Bailey, and her singing when she performs Daughter of the Sea at BlizzCon. This was almost a week ago that this was done, and Laura has an amazing voice. All of the Critical Role people, I believe, I know they're fairly talented actors and voice actors, but some of them can freaking sing. We already know Sam can sing. We know Travis can sing a little bit. He did so in one of the games where he played the devil. And so actors are freaking talented. I grow to dislike talented individuals. No, seriously, Laura can sing, and I'm gonna post a link to a channel that has a video of it. It is Druid's Fire. They have a video of her singing. She sings Daughter of the Sea at BlizzCon just this last few days ago. This says a week, but it says it was published on November 2nd. It's November 10th, so it's a little bit more than a week. Like I said, I'm a little behind, but that's alright. Alright. And that's all I got for you today. If you like these videos, please click on the like button. If you think someone else would like them, please click on the share button. Every like is an inspiration, every share is an advantage, and every subscription is an experience point. Help me gain 300 experience points so I can get to second level. And as always, the AMDM does hereby authorize you, the viewer, to gain 10 experience points for every video that you share. That's all I've got for now, so go forth and roll some dice.